The thing that no one tells you about is how to work with lighting. Well, they do, but yeah, no, when you're working with natural light. Okay, hi guys. I'm Niseko, creative Crescent Sun, and I know I haven't been on for a minute, you know, but I'm back. So like this video, I'm gonna like jump straight into it. This video is about the lessons or a lesson that I've been learning about from a card. You know, I've been reading tarot for over 3 years now, and you know, when you first interact with certain cards, you don't really know what they could mean. Like, you find there's cards that you like, you don't like, and you can understand where you're coming from, but then there's those cards you just don't understand. You pull them and you just look at them and you don't understand what it's trying to say. And it takes time. I think one thing that 2021 has blessed me with is a greater understanding of certain cards, because cards I used to look at in question and befuddlement, that's a word. Now I kind of like understand and I see them differently. Right, so based on the title, this is about the Page of Wands. However, my disclaimer is that the deck that I'm using has wands as torches. It has wands as torches. So try not to, you know, get confused. Right. So when it comes to the court cards, I think a lot of people who first get into tarot can agree with me in the sense that it's very hard to understand the court cards. In the sense that we're kind of taught, oh, we should see them in our everyday life, or see people that we know, don't know, and kind of like read about the characteristics of the card and then put it onto the people, you know, things like that. My words probably aren't clear. My words might not seem clear, but what I'm basically trying to say is we are told to see tarot in our everyday life and learn about tarot through our everyday life, and that applies with court cards to make them easier to understand and to incorporate into your practice. But you know, sometimes Queen of Cups isn't just going to be walking through the door. She's not going to be your aunt. You have to really get to know the cards, all of them, but some cards you have to work harder towards than others, and for me this was one of those cards. And basically this card has been teaching me about how to basically survive off of spirit. Now when we look at the card, right, this is the card. It has, wait, let me do it like that. It has, obviously it's Princess of Torches, sorry about that. It's earth in fire, right? So that's why there's earth in the background and then there's fire in the center, because it is about the wands, it is about the passion, and the earth kind of like backs it up. So this basis that I used to look at it and I'm like, okay, you know, when I like read for other people, like it makes sense, but then to me I'm just like, right. So maybe I should keep it up here, or nah. So this card, I was basically put in my own desert in this past year, you know, where when I say my own desert, I basically felt like I had nothing physical to hold on to. In the desert, if you look at the Rider-Waite deck, there's nothing going on in the Page of Wands, like nothing. It's just him and his wand, and he's looking at his wand and kind of trying to figure out what it's about. And you know, it is also the Rider-Waite that kind of made me feel some type of way about this card, because I'm like, you know, people would be like, this card is the healer, the free spirited one. And I'm like, okay, I understand where they're coming from, but I'm not seeing it. I don't understand it, you know. And basically me being put within my own desert, I had, in a sense, nothing to hold on to. I had nothing but my wand, but spirit kind of helping me through it, guiding me through it, lighting the way for me through it, you know. And it's kind of like every time I got put in that desert, because it's not like I just stayed in that desert. It's not this fixed time, this fixed moment in time. That's not how this desert works, you know. I can get out of it, basically. Totally gonna cut this part. That's not how the desert works. But every time I'm put into it, you know, I'm found that like spirit hits me harder than it's like hit me maybe ever. You know, I say this now, but give me a few years with another tarot card and I'll be saying something about spirit hitting me again. You know, kind of giving me life, giving me support. And then I started to think about this card and I'm like, now I see you, now I understand you. This is why spirit grows in the desert. Because when we have nothing, what do we go to? What do we have to hold on to? We don't have we can't really hold on to water, our emotions. It just like slips through our fingers. We can cradle it, but we can't hold on to it for long. It just finds a way to slip. Our material possessions, if they're already not there, you know, building it can be hard if we don't have the necessary physical material. So we can't just have one thing. We might need another and another and another, or that is kind of like the perception that we have in nowadays. You know, you don't just need one thing, you need everything, and it kind of just built. But if we don't have that, we don't have water, we don't have earth, we don't have air, I don't even know how to catch air, but yeah, then all we have is fire. And I get it, I'm out here talking about not having earth, and in me saying like not having earth, what's this thing called, not having earth. And it's funny that I'm saying that because I said that earth kind of like pushes the page of wands. Earth is that desert. Earth is, there's still, sand is earth, you know what I mean? It's still there. It's just hard to hold on to it. It's like water, basically. The sand is like water and it's slipping through our fingers and we can't build from it. And you know, this probably sounds like a very, very big ramble, but what this quartz card has taught me is that sometimes tarot cards, specifically quartz cards, don't just walk through the door. We're not gonna learn tarot in the first year or the second or even the third year, you know, but sometimes these cards need time to sink into our conscious and for them to be expressed and to be made aware of. Quartz cards don't have to come in the appearance of a person. They can come in an experience. I think that one's a bit obvious, but for people who are new to tarot, that might be like something that's different. And 3, that what if you are someone who needs a spiritual belief system to hold on to? Sometimes the only way to understand what you truly, or to know and understand what you truly believe, is to be put in the desert. And that desert, it doesn't have to be like my situation. I know I didn't disclose what the situation was. It could be that work, there's nothing there for you. You need to be there, but there's nothing there for you. It could be in your relationships. And I'm not just talking romantic, I'm talking friendship, I'm talking family. Sometimes the desert is your family and there's nothing there, but you need to find a way to keep going. You need to light your own torch. And for me, the earth in this card is about determination, fixation. There's nothing left. All I have is spirit. you know. With this card also, I kind of think that yes, the rocks, I used to think, yeah, you can hit rocks and then create a spark and that's fire, you know, simple, easy. But then, as much as yes, that spark represents fire, I forgot what my point was. The rocks aren't doing anything, you know. You're not seeing them contribute in any way, shape, or form. They're there to sustain, in the sense that, you know, at the end of the day, fire needs something to burn, you know. And because you're in the desert, that is how that fire is sparked. Because you have nothing but those rocks, that's where spirit is birthed from. I realize, trust me, I know that this is not going to make sense to everybody. Not everybody is meant to understand that. But I just, basically, if there's anything you can take from this ramble or lesson or story, is that sometimes we're put in difficult situations and we feel like there's nothing to gain and nothing to hope for and hold on to but spirit. And spirit is the self. You have yourself. If you may think you have nothing, but you have yourself, and how you keep yourself burning, how you keep yourself alive. And it's not a lesson that everyone needs to go through, but it could be something that everybody resonates with in their own way, you know. So yeah, I think that's one thing you can take from it, and I hope you enjoyed. Yeah. Stop.